So whichever is more, people get attracted to that, and that only one aspect of theirs, which is dominant, gets, addressed to in that movement. But to have such an integrated ideology is something which is a very special, thinking, which we need to bring it to the grassroots levels, bring it to people at the intellectual levels, bring it to forums wherever we can, and when we speak about it. So, and this special day, on this Independence Day, I think we can make a promise, whichever is to do some things to bring this ideology forward. We might be doing very lot of activities at the grassroots levels, but we need to, and in different forums, if we are able to speak on any occasion, on any of the occasions we get an opportunity, then we ought to bring this ideology as an existent force that can transform the world. I think we should be able to do that. Bye. Thank you.
Well, so that was Dr. Sudha Soni. Dr. Sudha Soni, you are there if you want to add something.
No, I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm here, and let me start off by saying I'm plain Sudha Soni, not doctor.
Okay.
So, and yes, in addition to that, basically what is the core of the humanist movement that I felt is what I was talking just now. And that is one of the central point where we can all get linked up together. That is the linkage that can be brought into force, and there is a lot we can do together, and that's all I have to say, because that is what I feel, honestly, what this forum can do.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Sudhaji, very much. Thank you very much. And friends, we have an international press agency called Presenza, that was formed, inspired by Silo, by the volunteers of Humanist Movement. We have with us Pia Figuera from, she lives in Santiago in Chile. Since the time there is around 5 o'clock in the morning today, and it is winter, minus 20 degrees that they are facing. So she's not able to be with us, but we have her message that I will like to share with you. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Dear friends, on behalf of Presenza International Press Agency, I want to congratulate this effort and this big opportunity of a nation humanist forum that will give the hope to humanity of a message of peace and nonviolence inspired on Silo's doctrine. Of course, Presenza is willing to publish all what will come out from these discussions and interview each one of you so that we can give also references of people that is working in this so interesting direction towards a universal human nation. For everybody here, my best feelings of peace, force, and joy.
Thank you, Pia. So here we are, friends. And regarding this Presenza Press Agency, let me tell you that it is a global example of how the journalists and journalism should be. This press agency does not have a single paid staff. Everybody is a volunteer. It does not have a paid office. It runs from the houses and offices of its volunteers. But it publishes news every day in 10 languages of the world. That is an achievement. And in turn, it has more than 400 partners who relay the news that is published by Presenza. This is the power of humanist journalism that Presenza has established in last approximately 10 years of its working. We are establishing Presenza in India, and anybody who would like to volunteer to be part of it can get in touch with me and we can coordinate the action. Now, before we go further, I would like to invite the representative of an NGO in Bihar. This NGO is called Abhigyan Disha, which works for the education and various other issues of the area. And one of the great work that they do is the education of poorest of girl children. So I see that we have Manju Jha and Nishan Jha with us. So who would like to be speaking for a couple of minutes on this? मंजू जी आप बोलेंगे या निशांत आप बोलेंगे? आइए और अपनी बात रखिए. आपने आपको अनम्यूट करिए मंजू बहन, अगर आपने बोलना है तो.
पहले मैं एक शैक्षिक संस्था में थी, उसके पहले मैं एक टीचर थी, लेकिन उस टीचर के काम करते हुए मुझे एक मौका मिला एक एनजीओ वर्कशॉप में जाने का, और कहा गया कि आपके गांव में अगर निरक्षरता है तो पहले आप रोड बनाएंगे या स्कूल खोलेंगे। वो पहला पॉइंट था जो मेरे दिल को छू गया, और उसके बाद से मुझे लगा कि जो सिस्टम है वो सिस्टम गरीबों के लिए कितना अनुकूल है। और जब मानववादी आंदोलन से मैं देखने लगी कि इसमें लगा कि मानववादी आंदोलन ही एकमात्र तरीका है जो प्रत्येक मनुष्य को एक सम्मानजनक जीवन जीने का हक दिलाएगा, क्योंकि इतना बड़ा
Nomba ni important sio makula
जरूरत है क्या? हेलो,
आप बोलिए मंजू बहन. Others please mute yourself.
तो मैंने देखा कि जब मैंने पहले टीचिंग का काम किया, फिर संस्था का काम किया, और इन दोनों काम को छोड़कर फिर मैं आंदोलन का काम शुरू किया। आज के दिन में मैंने सारे काम छोड़कर सिर्फ मूवमेंट के काम में मैं लगी हुई हूँ, और मानवता केंद्र के माध्यम से जो कुछ काम हुआ उसमें लगा मुझे कि यही एकमात्र तरीका है जो संगठनात्मक रूप में लोगों को इस सिस्टम के जो खामियाजा भुगतना पड़ता है गरीबों को या ग्रास रूट के लोगों को, उनसे उनको मुक्ति दिलाएगा। और जो सोशल वर्क है, दोनों के बीच का जो संबंध है, ये लोगों के बीच में रहते हुए जो मैंने अनुभव किया वो अद्भुत है, मैं शब्दों में नहीं कह सकती। और मैं आभारी हूँ जयेश भाई की कि एक पत्रिका से जोड़कर मेरी दृष्टि खोल दी, और आज टीम सुधीर भाई और मुंबई के सारे टीम मिल करके जो एक दृष्टि मिल रहा है, वो लग रहा है कि सही में ये फोरम विभिन्न संस्थाओं से मिल करके अगर बदलाव का कोई प्रक्रिया तो वो मानव बदलाव आएगा। इस उम्मीद के साथ इन सभी ऑर्गेनिज्म में मैं इन चीजों को देखती हूँ और मैं उसको तहे दिल से स्वीकार करती हूँ। इसी के साथ मैं अपनी बात करती हूँ। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद मंजू बहन, thank you very much. And friends, there are 6 organizations, really 5 organizations and 1 group which have initiated this whole work of the forum. And I would like to invite the representative of each one of them to give us their view in brief about it. So let us start with Mr. Chandrababu of the Community for Human Development. Chandrababu, please.
Yes. Dear friends, I am Chandrababu and I live in Kannur district of Kerala, South India. I am speaking here on behalf of the Community for Human Development. The Community for Human Development was formed in 1980 as the social and cultural organization of the humanist movement. The humanist movement is based on the current of thought known as New Humanism or Universalist Humanism, which is developed in the work of Silo and various other authors who were inspired by him. This current of thought, which also implies a feeling and a way of life, is reflected in diverse fields of human endeavor, giving rise to various organizations and action trends. All of them are applied to their specific fields of activity with a common goal to humanize the earth, thereby contributing to the increased liberty and happiness of human beings. Among them, there is a common methodology based on active nonviolence and a proposal for personal change as a function of social transformation. The objectives of the community are the study, development, dissemination, and installation of a new culture based on the fundamental ideas of universalist humanism. The community promotes projects that serve the concrete implementations of this new culture in different areas of personal and social life. This new culture will be the correlate of the configuration of an advanced consciousness in which all forms of violence provoke repugnance. The installation in society of such a structuring of nonviolent consciousness would be a profound cultural advance. It would go beyond the weak expressions of ideas or emotions found in contemporary societies and start to form part of the psychosomatic and social framework of the human being. The balance between individual and social development can be achieved if people have a coherent meaning in life. On the contrary, all existence without direction or distorted in its meaning generates personal and collective suffering. The most important principle represented by this new culture is stated as treat others the way you want them to treat you. The humanist attitude, an essential aspect of this new culture, may be understood outside of any theoretical approach as a sensibility, as a stance in front of the world in which the intention and freedom of others is recognized, and in which a commitment is made to non-violent struggle against discrimination and violence. This new culture is based on a new conception of the human being from which a certain scale of values can be derived, a methodology of action, and a personal and a social project. The organizational style of the community. The community is organized into three tiers, namely International Coordination Team, National Coordination Team, and Base Team. The team members are elected through an election once in every 2 years. In India, the community currently operates in the state of Maharashtra, Kerala, Karnataka, Bihar, and Jharkhand. Grassroots level activities are always important. Some earnings activities to cultivate high civic awareness among high school and higher secondary school students in Maharashtra, vocational training among women, work to improve the lives of rural people in Bihar and Jharkhand, and a year-long Let Us Go to Humanize campaign for social renaissance in Kerala are in progress. Personal development programs are also organized. All the base team meet one day a week to evaluate and plan the progress of the activities. In the current pandemic situations, all meetings are conducted online. The approximate descriptions of the community ends here. Thanks to everyone who listened to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandrababu. What I notice in Chandrababu's talk are two very important things. One is talking of the higher level of consciousness.
Yeah.
And the other is an integrated growth with the other organizations. This is very important for the human being. Thank you very much. Now, this was the Community for Human Development is one organization working in the human development social field inspired by Silo's New Humanism. The other one is a humanist party, which works in the political field. Yes, we need to humanize politics also, which is a very strong area that affects our lives. So we have with us Ashutosh Bhupatkar, who will give us a brief presentation of the Humanist Party. Ashutosh, you are welcome.
Namaste, everyone. My name is Ashutosh, and I don't know which slide has come up. Some other slide has come up.
No, you please go on.
Yeah. So I am in Pune, and you have all heard about some very nice phrases about humanism and about oneness and about transcending all the differences. And it is a very happy occasion for us to be talking about the Humanist Party. But the moment you say party and politics, people uh, shirk back and they don't want anything to do with politics because they think politics is dirty. And that is because they have seen political parties indulge in money, muscle power to acquire power by whatever means they think they can grab power. But Humanist Party is different because Humanist Party wants to restore the central place to human beings in all decision making. So our first principle is that all policies will keep the human being as the central value. And the moment we establish human being as the center, then the two things that follow are, then we will not make any discrimination on any ground among human beings, among people, whether it is race, religion, caste, class, money, anything. So the principle of non-discrimination is very important. Similarly, when the human being is in the center, then the human being will have all the freedom, and therefore no one will be forced, and no policy will direct people to do things against their wishes. So that is the principle of non-violence. So Humanist Party follows these two values very strongly, that is non-discrimination and non-violence. And then what is the path where you will make sure that all policies will help the human being? So the path is to be able to restore a real power to people. Right now we have a democracy, but it is a democracy in the form. So we have all the structure, democratic structures, and we have an administration which is supposed to work for the people. But these are only forms. The real essence of working for people is missing. And that is because the real power rests with only a handful of interests, vested interests. So we want to restore real power to people, and that is when true Swaraj will be achieved. When every person is able to exercise his or her choice in all decisions that matter. And then people will decide the policies and programs. Now, what are our priorities? Our priorities are three. First is health. And in health, we don't only include physical well-being, but we also include mental and social well-being. And it is not only absence of disease or illness, but it is also a level of sound health of the individual. And therefore, we will ensure that there is free access to all types of healthcare to all people. The second priority is, of course, education. And we will ensure that there is free access to gain knowledge, to develop the humanist value base, and to continue lifelong education of one's choice. That is our second priority. And the third priority is quality of life, which means that nobody should suffer from insecurity which is related to food, shelter, and income. And today we see that because of the pandemic, this situation has aggravated. So we will end this discrimination related to religion, age, gender, income, community, language, and make sure that nobody suffers from insecurities. Now, what are our immediate programs? Our immediate programs are in order to bring real democracy. The first one is to introduce a right to recall. Our elected representatives make a lot of promises at election time, and they do not fulfill those promises. In such a case, people should have a right to recall the elected representatives. The second one is that candidates make all kinds of electoral promises, at the time of election, and once elected, they do not fulfill those promises. So we would like to make all electoral promises legally binding and hence subject to justice, that they should be justiciable. In case the promise is not fulfilled, should be able to take that person to court of law. And the third part of our immediate political program is to introduce more and more legislative decisions to be taken by referendum, because today we have the information and communication technology whereby people can directly express their preferences for a particular option of policy. So these are our immediate political programs, and in working for these principles and these values and these priorities, we will be happy to associate with the World Humanist Forum Asia and connect with like-minded organizations. And we very much appreciate all the efforts taken by World Humanist Forum Asia and wish all organizations and the forum every possible success in the direction of humanism. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashutosh, for your words. And we are sure that Humanist Party will grow to the level that it can possibly win the next elections, not only in India, but many other countries, because that is a crucial step. It's not a question of power. It's a question of the right people in the power so that the change can happen. Thank you very much. We have another organization inspired by Silo's New Humanism that is called World Center for Humanist Studies. And I invite Shailaja from Kerala to make the presentation. And I guess Shailaja will be talking in Malayalam, and then Baiju will talk the same thing in English. Shailaja, you are welcome.
Hi. Dear friends, നമ്മൾ ഹ്യൂമനിസ്റ്റുകാർ നാളിതുവരെ തനിച്ചായിരുന്നു പ്രവർത്തിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത്.
Baiju, you can talk the complete thing later on. Let her complete in Malayalam, and then you complete. Thank you.
എന്നാൽ ഇന്ന് ഈ ഹ്യൂമനിസ്റ്റ് ഫോറം ഉദ്ഘാടനം ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നതോടുകൂടി നാം ഒരു വലിയ കൂട്ടായ്മയായി മാറാൻ പോവുകയാണ്. അഹിംസയിലും വിവേചന രാഹിത്യത്തിലും വിശ്വസിക്കുന്ന ഏതൊരു വ്യക്തികളും ഏതാനും സംഘടനകളും ഇതിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമായി മാറുകയാണ്. അങ്ങനെയാവുമ്പോൾ സമൂഹത്തെ അഹിംസയിലേക്കും വിവേചന രാഹിത്യത്തിലേക്കും കൊണ്ടുപോവുക എന്ന ദൗത്യം കുറെ കൂടി ലളിതമാകും. നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും സ്വപ്നം കാണുന്നത് ഇതിനു വേണ്ടി തന്നെയാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഇന്ന് ഉദ്ഘാടനം ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്ന ഹ്യൂമനിസ്റ്റ് ഫോറത്തിന് വേൾഡ് സെന്റർ ഫോർ ഹ്യൂമനിസ്റ്റ് സ്റ്റഡീസിലെ മെമ്പർ എന്ന നിലയിൽ എല്ലാവിധ ഭാവുകങ്ങളും അർപ്പിക്കുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു.
Thank you, Shailaja. Baiju, please tell us in English what Shailaja was saying in Malayalam.
If something is missing, please add. In the past, we worked alone as an organization, but now after while the inauguration of World Humanist Forum, we are starting to work together with like-minded organizations and people, and it will enhance non-violence and non-discrimination, and our dream and our work will become simple, and our dream will become happen. This is a summary.
Thank you, Shailaja. Thank you, Baiju, for these beautiful words. Friends, we see cultures fighting among each other, each one saying, I'm better than you, to the extent of saying that I will kill you so I can survive. But humanists have a different perspective. They say that the cultures can coexist. They say that the cultures need not compete with each other and need not be afraid of each other, because they can coexist and they can complement each other. So we have another organization that is inspired by Silo's words, Silo's New Humanism, and it is called Convergence of Cultures. And I invite Lakshmanan to give us the brief presentation on Convergence of Cultures and its association with the World Humanist Forum. Lakshmanan, you are welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Sudhir?
perfectly. Loud and
Yes.
clear. Please go ahead.
Okay. Greetings to all of you. I'm a volunteer of Convergence of Cultures, which is an organism of the Humanist Movement. You know, it promotes the relationship between different cultures, and it works to denounce all forms of violence and discrimination through non-violent way. We work for the coexistence of different culture, which is very essential in this world. You know, we are also joined in this World Humanist Forum platform, and we believe that supporting these WHF strongly, its proposal, we can make a wonderful change in this world. We think many like-minded organizations working for non-discrimination and non-violence can join together to achieve our proposal. You know, we are working for the personal and social transformation of the world, that is humanization of the earth. In particular, our objective is to promote relationship between different cultures. The second one is to denounce and struggle against all kinds of overt or covert discrimination, and to disseminate the ideas of humanist movement across the world. I congratulate all the volunteers and organizations present here. We can work together to achieve, make a universal human nation. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lakshmanan. Yes, that is very true. We need to build a universal human nation where all people, all cultures, all ideas can coexist, can have a dialogue, talk to each other, learn from each other, and act together. And now, who does not want that there should be no borders, that there should be no visas, one should be free to travel anywhere, there should be no wars? Just like Raja Gopalanji said that when India was celebrating its independence, Mahatma Gandhi was not there at the venue of celebration, which was the parliament. He was in near Calcutta. He was saving people from fighting with each other. He was pained that the brothers were separating and fighting and killing and all that. That task is still unfulfilled. That task is still incomplete. And it is there for us to overcome that. And somebody has to work for a world without violence and a world without wars. With that idea, with that inspiration, another humanist organization was formed, World Without Wars and Violence. And we have with us Rukaiya Joshi and Deepak Vyas to tell us about this. Rukaiya Joshi, I welcome you to give us your presentation about World Without Wars and Violence.
Thank you, Sudhirji. And congratulations for the Humanist Forum to be inaugurated today. And friends, as you, Sudhirji, in the introduction only mentioned about Silo's basic principle of humanization of Earth. And that is the underlying principles, and a lot of such things have been already been spoken by different friends of different organisms, which is a continuum thread amongst all the organisms of humanist movements. So here, when we're talking about World Without Wars, we started with the international level because the maximum amount of human pain and suffering is caused by wars, during the wars as such, and history has seen thousands of wars between countries and people. So the idea started with saying that we would try to influence international countries to try and reduce the nuclear weapon, and then ultimately go to no nuclear weapons and reduce wars between the ethnic groups and countries. Today also, friends, we are reading in newspapers how there is still violence and problems happening in different parts of the world. And how do we go out to make that particular peace and harmony happen between the countries as such? Of course, ultimately having no borders would be the dream come true. But till that time, if we can reduce that war and other aspects of it, that should be the first step. And that is where all of us started working. And then one of the things, the milestone that we received was when the United Nations Cultural and Economic Committee recognized World Without Wars as a group to be influencing the world peace and harmony in 2012. And that became a kind of a thing. The reference was made on the World March, which was there in 2009-10, and we had it in 19, and we plan to do it in 24 and things like that. So we, through this particular organism, are extending not only to nuclear disarmaments and other things, but now we're including all kinds and all forms of discrimination, which has been talked about. We are reducing it amongst and any form of violence, whether it is on women or any other vulnerable communities of the society which has been inflicted on. That is to work on. And today, I'm happy that we had people from different organizations, forums which are working for this objective, who have come together. And we would, one of our way of working is to work with them. So March is one, educating youth and preparing youth for the future is another one, so that we have the next generation prepared for peace and non-violence. And working with the principles of peace, of course, Gandhi becomes our role model to take and learn from him and learn from each other, have multiple levels of activities and work towards that. So we resolve to work much more strongly in collaboration with others and try and make this place a place where no one is left behind and where we work for welfare and well-being of all. Peace, force, and joy to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruqayyah-ji. Your work of borderless world is very important for everyone, and it is selfishly important for me because I have the dream of crossing over from Wagah border and visit my brother Irshad in Lahore. Thank you very much. And I'm sure that in our lifetime, we will achieve that. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. We have Deepak Vyas to say some words on this. Deepak bhai, are you there? Okay, maybe he cannot hear me or he's not there. So anyway, we will move forward. Friends, it is very important. We heard many people talking of peace, achieving peace and all this. But is it really possible to achieve peace without achieving peace within us? Is it possible just by pointing fingers at others, however big, however serious crimes they must be doing, that we can achieve peace without achieving it within ourselves? In the humanist movement, we believe that the process of peace, the process of growth has to be both personal and social, and both of them had to be simultaneous. It cannot be first this and second this either way. It has to be simultaneously. And for this, for very precise work on this, Silo left with us his message. We call it Silo's message. And I invite Ajit Menon to tell us about this. This is the spiritual part of our work. Ajit Menon, please come over.
Friends, Silo's message is the expression of a spirituality that is personal but also social. And with the passage of time, the truth of this spirituality is being confirmed in experience as it continues to manifest in different cultures, nationalities, and social and generational strata. A truth of this kind has no need for dogmas or fixed forms of organization for its functioning. For that reason, messengers, those who feel for the message and bring it to others, emphasize the need not to accept any coercion concerning the freedom of ideas and beliefs, and to treat all human beings in the same way they would like to be treated. At the same time, because they value interpersonal and social relations so highly, messengers work against all forms of discrimination, inequality, and injustice. CEDAW's message is a book, a message, and a community. The book consists of 3 parts. The first is CEDAW's magnus opus called The Inner Look. This masterpiece, written by CEDAW in 1972, essays the spiritual journey of deep and profound discovery, experience, and revelation as a conversion from the meaninglessness of life into one of meaning and fulfillment. Messengers and attendees to the meeting discuss the various themes with free interpretation according to one's experience. Reflection and meditation brings about understanding and voluntary inner changes as one orients one's life towards greater and truer meanings. The second part deals with various ceremonies which nourish the inner experience through the strengthening of one's life force. Ceremonies also bring about goodwill amongst participants with feelings of empathy and joy. Lastly, the path delineates the trajectory of the direction of life. It helps in prioritizing one's projects within the ambit of a spiritual lifestyle, as illuminated in the sentence, search for the sacred within you and around you. I conclude. Thank you, dear friends.
Thank you, Ajit. Thank you. Friends, we have a very long time working activist with us, Shankar Dravid. He calls himself Humanist Shankar Dravid, and he works for the Humanist Party. And he gave me a special request that he would like to speak for 2 minutes. So I invite Shankar Dravid to speak for 2 minutes about his activities of Humanist Party. Shankar, आपका स्वागत है.
थैंक यू सुधीर भाई. सुधीर भाई, मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगा.
बोलिए.
पूरा विश्व का जो सिस्टम है, एक तो सोशल मूवमेंट है, दूसरा थर्ड पॉलिटिकल है. ये तीनों में ह्यूमन बीइंग को कोई वैल्यू नहीं है. इसलिए ह्यूमनिस्ट पार्टी जो है, इस पार्टी 100% जनहित का पार्टी है. अभी मेरे पास एक बुक है, सिर्फ 1 सेकंड के लिए देख लो. ये बुक दिखाई दी है, इसमें सभी पार्टी कवर हो रहे हैं. वो स्नेक है, स्नेक, सांप. सभी पार्टी का उद्देश्य है कि डसना. और एक ही पार्टी वर्ल्ड में ह्यूमनिस्ट पार्टी 100% जनहित का है. ये पार्टी में कोई किस्म का सेल्फिशनेस नहीं है. ये पार्टी जो है हेल्थ, एजुकेशन, क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ सबको मिले, और इसमें कोई किस्म का भेदभाव नहीं होना चाहिए, कोई किस्म का इंसान नहीं होना चाहिए. सेल्फलेस काम करें. और मेन बात है,
आपका माइक म्यूट हो गया शंकर, अनम्यूट करिए.
ह्यूमन बीइंग को अगर सेंट्रल वैल्यू रखते हैं तो ऑटोमेटिकली सब प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होगा. वो ह्यूमनिस्ट पार्टी का मुख्य ध्येय है. ओके,
थैंक यू शंकर. Friends, we are moving towards the close of the session, but surely many of you will take back different ideas from this forum, a variety of things, points of view that people have kept. I would like to give you an experience, the possibility of an experience of nonviolence by taking just 2 minutes of yours to follow me in a brief exercise which would be done something like this. As you see in this figure, please sit down for a minute, close your eyes, keep your hand on your heart, and just follow what I say. We'll take just 1.5 minutes, maximum 2 minutes. Breathe deeply and imagine that the air goes to your heart. गहरी सांस लें और कल्पना करें कि आपके सांस के साथ जो हवा है वो आपके दिल में जा रही है. Breathe deeply, imagining that the air goes to your heart. Now, with all your faith and your strength, Ask for the best for yourself and your dearest loved ones. Ask for the best for yourself and your dearest loved ones. अपने लिए और अपने प्रियजनों के लिए सबसे अच्छा होने की विनती करें. Ask with strength to move away from everything that brings you contradiction. वो सब जो आप में विभाजन लाता है उसे दूर कर. Ask for your life to have unity. आपके जीवन में अंदरूनी एकता आए, इसके लिए विनती करें. एकता यानी जब आपकी सोच, आपकी भावनाएं और गतिविधियां एक दिशा में होती हैं. Unity is when your thoughts, your feelings and actions are in the same direction. इस विनती, इस छोटी सी प्रार्थना में अधिक समय लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि कुछ पल बहुत हैं अपने अंतःकरण की गहराइयों से जुड़कर अपनी बातों का जवाब पाने के लिए. Do not spend a great deal of time on this brief prayer, this brief asking. Because if you interrupt for just an instant what is happening in your life, it will be enough for your feelings and your ideas to become clarified by that contact with your interior. When you have completed, you can gently open your eyes and join us back in the meeting. जब आप ये कर लें, तो आप अपनी आंखें खोल के हमारे साथ वापस जुड़ सकते हैं. Friends, I have a request for an experiment. Try doing this a couple of times a day, spending just 1 or 2 minutes every time. मेरी आपसे एक सुझाव है मेरा कि आप एक एक्सपेरिमेंट करें. दिन में 1 या 2 बार 1 या 2 मिनट के लिए इसे करें और देखें क्या होता है. Many people, including myself, have felt that something wonderful starts within oneself. Something that is not easy to describe in terms of words, but is very easy to experience. Just try doing it as a crazy experiment suggested by one crazy fellow for a few days and see what happens. Thank you very much.
So there, I think you can ask something from participants. Somebody.
We are coming to that.
to
We are
speak
coming to
something.
that. We are
Yeah,
coming to that. We
okay,
are coming
thank
to
you.
that. We have friends from Iceland, from Australia, from Philippines, and various other places with us. And we invite any one of them to speak, to say their words. And then we will come to a brief question answer session. Anyone having a question can raise it, and the person from that relating to that question would answer for the clarification. So can I invite Karina from Presenza from Philippines to say hello and a couple of minutes that she would like to talk to us, because we hope she will be covering the event for Presenza.
Hello. I had just sent a message that today we just published an article on the asking, because we did a 7 days program here in Asia for the first time, and that there is a team who is facilitating these workshops for people who might be interested. So everything is there in the article. Anyway, so I think some of you know that I've volunteered as the Asia editor, writer for Presenza in English ever since Tony Henderson had passed away. So we try to publish as much information and initiatives that people are doing in Asia in line with our philosophy, with our sentiment, with our journalism for active nonviolence. So we do welcome contributions from people in Asia, what's happening in their countries, especially for India, because we have Presenza for India as well. And that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Karina. Thank you very much. We have our friend Declan from Australia. Declan, would you like to take a minute or two to say hello and what is your view about the forum?
Thank you, Sudhir, and hello and greetings to everybody across Asia and the south part of our world, Australia and Philippines. I'm delighted to be here tonight and at a time that I can participate. So it's really nice for me to be here. I am grateful that many people that we support are participating in this meeting. We have a number of people also from Nepal. In particular, one of our members, Rika Giri, who is having some groups in Nepal, is here with about 9 of her members in this meeting. So I'm delighted to be here with all of you. Peace, force, and joy.
Thank you, Declan. I invite Rekha Giri from Nepal to say her words. Rekha from Nepal, आपका स्वागत है.
Thank you, Sudhir. And
वीडियो ऑन कर दीजिए.
Camera on.
आपका वीडियो ऑन कर लीजिए.
Yeah, okay. Just a minute.
ओके, अगर सिग्नल में प्रॉब्लम है तो जाने दीजिए, कोई बात नहीं.
Okay. Thank you, Sudhir, and thank you, Declare, sir. I'd like to say in Nepali, because here 9 people from Nepal.
Please go ahead.
Okay. हामी चाहिँ कन्भर्जेन्स अफ कल्चर चाहिँ जोइन भएको भर्खर 1 वर्ष भएर 1 महिना जति यता आएको छौँ र योमा चाहिँ हामीले धेरै चाहिँ कठिनाइहरू चाहिँ हामीले सामना गर्नु पर्यो र हामी लगभग अब हामी सक्दैनौँ यो काममा भन्ने कुरा जस्तोमा पनि पुगिसकेका थियौँ, तर पनि मेरो ग्रुपको मेम्बरहरूले चाहिँ मलाई चाहिँ धेरै चाहिँ गर्नै पर्छ भनेर चाहिँ भनौँ न उहाँले चाहिँ अगाडि बढ्नको लागि गर्नुभयो। यसमा हामी मिससँग सुरेश सरसँग चाहिँ समन्वय गरेर हामी चाहिँ अगाडि बढ्यौँ र हामी धेरै चाहिँ नभनौँ अरू देशहरू तुलनामा कन्भर्जेन्स अफ कल्चर एउटा बच्चा जस्तै हो। हामीले उहाँहरूसँग समन्वय गरेर केही कुरा सिक्दै बुझ्दै हामीले चाहिँ आफ्नो कुराहरू सेयर गर्दै अगाडि बढ्दै जान्छौँ, अनुभवहरू उहाँहरूसँग साट्दै। यसको लागि सर सुरेश सर सधैँ हामीसँग साथमा भइराख्नु भएको छ र हामीले हालसालै अर्को एउटा ग्रुप पनि लन्च गरेको छौँ र हामीले चाहिँ अब लोकल कोअर्डिनेसन टिम पनि हामीले एउटा गठन गर्ने कि त्यो चाहिँ जुन लोकल ठाउँको लागि चाहिँ काम गर्न सकोस् भनेर गर्ने कि भनेर हामीले चाहिँ यो शुक्रबार गर्ने भनेर हामीले चाहिँ कुराहरू पनि अगाडि बढाएको छौँ। नेपाली साथीहरू 9 जना चाहिँ मैले चिन्नु भएको हाम्रो ग्रुपको हुनुहुन्छ त्यो भएर मैले नेपालीबाट बोल्छु भनेर उहाँहरुसँग सहमति लिएर नेपालीमा बोले हुन्छ धन्यवाद थ्यांक यू
Can you tell us briefly in English also what you said? You can synthesize briefly in maybe a few sentences. Or maybe Suresh can translate in English.
Yeah, I'll try. I will try. Huh?
Yeah, please.
Thank you, everyone, especially to Sudhirji. Very long after I come in Humanist Forum, and this is very good platform for us to share our feelings and experience. As Rekha told, she feels something different to start this organization as a Convergence of Cultures in Nepal, and because of some dedicated people, it could become possible to form in Nepal. And at this time, I also would like to inform in this forum meeting that Panoti Convergence of Culture Panoti Coordination team is going to form very soon. Now we have one ad hoc committee, and that is like Convergence of Culture National Coordination team. And now we are growing slowly Convergence of Culture in different parts of Nepal. Yeah, as is Rekha told, now Rekha is feeling comfortable to work on this Convergence of Culture and to change our society and our culture, our people, something like that. Yeah, but now she's having a lot of support from many people. Now we got three groups in Nepal, and now they are going to develop a local coordination team in different parts of Nepal. Soon we will come with good information. Thank you.
Thank you, Suresh. Thank you very much. I invite Saki Ishak Binudin from Philippines, who's taking up the forum activities in Philippines, to say his words. Welcome, Saki. Please unmute yourself and speak. Saki, please unmute yourself.
Unmute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Well, thank you for inviting me in, and thank you for organizing this interesting, actually unprecedented activity, which is very important because I think it's the first time that Asia has communicated with different countries, right? Yeah, from India to Nepal to, well, now the Philippines, yes, and Australia. So it's a very nice effort. And it's the first time that we've actually coordinated among ourselves. And it's very inspiring also to hear different activities from different organizations, especially there in India, where you have a variety of activities, whether it's directly related to the Humanist Movement and the message, yes. And here there are also efforts along those lines, and also some grassroots efforts, whether it's individual or institutional. So we hope we will be able to get inspiration from this forum and contribute more in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Saki. Thank you very much for your words of support. And we have our friend Sherwin David, on whom the future of humanization in Sri Lanka depends. So I invite Sherwin David for his few words on this. Sherwin David from Sri Lanka.
Thank you. Thanks, Sudhir. Thanks, everybody. Well, I'm so happy. We are it's like it's as the previous friend mentioned. It's unprecedented. So now we are reactivating here in Sri Lanka as well. At one time, we were way back. We were very vibrant and we had a very active group. And many of the members are scattered, but also now a lot of them are in other doing their own organizations, and we are finding links with them, so that like-minded activities, various groups and NGOs which our friends are in now. We can connect now. So it's a quite exciting time for us in Sri Lanka, because we are coming back into the fold. But we have a lot of experience in working with the humanism and with Silo's message. Many people have a lot of fond and profound memories and impact in their lives. So this has a lot of scope in Sri Lanka, the World Humanist Forum, I'm sure. And it's a great vehicle which is being formed today, and the website being launched. So thank you, Sudhir, and thank you, Antonio, and thank you all our great friends in India and Asia for putting this together and getting on moving with this new approach of us with the website and the Humanist Forum, which is all inclusive, and it brings everybody together, and we are in a one way of that. Like, if our problems, our concerns are coinciding, whatever work we do, grassroots or in other aspects. And also we have something important also to contribute, that in the form of internal work, which most of us would have heard, but also which is like something like a huge, like an engine, which will give us a lot of energy and motivation in the future. Thank you, Sudhir and all our friends. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sherwin, and thank you all the friends who have come from Sri Lanka. Friends, let me tell you that before Sri Lanka got engulfed in this almost 2 decades of violence, we used to have a few thousand members there participating very actively. And Sherwin David and his friends have taken up the task of rebuilding the whole thing there. Sherwin, we are all with you all the time. Whichever way you need support, we are together into this. And now I'll be a little selfish, and I will invite my younger brother from Bangladesh, Sheikh Arif, to tell us how things are going on in Bangladesh and what are their plans with this forum. Arif, please unmute yourself and come over.
Yes, Sudhir, thank you so much for this arrangement, and especially thanks to all participants in the Asian Forum and another country participant who are joining this inauguration program. I'm very, very happy and remembering, and especially thanks Indian people like you, and who are joined with the Park of Contemporary. And I remember I am very lucky to I had joined the program of the inauguration of Monolith in Contemporary Park. I was there. And in Bangladesh, I'd like to say that in Bangladesh we are working in cultural platform and also community, but now no party. But we have a great opportunity to open up the Humanist Party in Bangladesh. And I believe that in that time, we invite Sudhirji, especially the very experienced people in Humanist Party at a long time. And the people of Bangladesh who here today is the National Mourning Day for us. It was a very painful day because our nation father died in this day. And we know that it is an independent day of India. Most of the people today is very rain in Bangladesh, and heavy rain. The people who are interested to join this program, but fortunately or unfortunately, they do not participate or connect this program. But from my part, we give thanks and our heartiest congratulations to everybody. And thank you so much for all participants. Thanks a lot. Peace, force, and joy.
Thank you, Arif. Peace, force, and joy to you also. And I would like to take the opportunity of inviting our very dear friend Amiko Nagano from Japan to say her few words. Hello, Amiko. You are welcome.
Hi. Hello.
Hello, Amiko.
I'm very, very excited to be listening into the forum tonight. My name is Amiko. I am currently in Japan. I'm here in Japan for the summer. I'm based in New York, so I'm a volunteer at the Hudson Valley Park of Study and Reflection in New York. I'm here for the summer, like I said, so I'm doing a few things that I can do to introduce this teaching of nonviolence, teaching of silos in Japan or in Asia. As Karina was saying earlier, we just did the very first 7-day asking program in Asia. I know many of you saw the information, but you guys were so busy with the forum, so I know many of you couldn't participate, but we are hoping to continue with the 7-day program in Asia. So hopefully many of you can join the next time around. Well, I mean, as you can see, I'm the only one who's sort of like participating from Japan right now, but I'm hoping, and I'm very hopeful, I'm hopeful in the near future, we will have more humanists in Japan and other Far East Asia. Thanks to you all. We will continue our efforts together. Thanks.
Yes, Amiko. We are together in this and we will support each other to grow everywhere. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being with us. We have our friend Pedro Braga from Belgium. Let's shift to some other regions. Pedro, can we have a couple of minutes from you? Pedro,
Yes.
can you? Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Pedro.
Everyone. It is a surprise. I was not expecting to talk, but of course, it is what I like to say in this context of the world situation is, and what is allowing us to be how this tool allows us, this internet tool, this Zoom conference allow us to be nearby one for each other and together in the same project, in a common goal. This is for me one of the most revealed situation that I lived the last month, since we are able to do these conferences. I mean, we are able to connect each other around the world as if we were close neighbors, and in the same, with one sensibility. This is a good sign to the future, from my point of view. Of course, we are all connected under the non-violence, the understanding the human being as in the center of the world, of the most important value, and the non-discrimination, the equality of opportunities, and this new world that we hope, that we wish to see happening in the future. We are able to share together and we can support each other. I think this tool is very is absolutely transforming the world in one neighborhood somehow. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sudhir, for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Pedro, for accepting the surprise. And now we have with us one of our veteran friends with 45 plus years of experience in the humanist movement, Suresh Mehta from Bombay. He is very quiet most of the time. I invite him to give us his viewpoint in a minute or two on what we are doing with the forum. Suresh bhai, you are welcome. Please give us a minute of yours.
Well, I joined Humanist Movement when I was 56 years old, and now I am 88 years old and still going strong. And I will try to contribute whatever I can to take forward the Humanist, the World Humanist Forum Asia. Thank you very much, Sudhir, for giving me the opportunity. All the best to all of us. Thank you. Peace, force, and joy.
Thank you, Suresh bhai, for your beautiful words, which are more like a blessing for the forum. Thanks a lot. Friends, before I invite a few other friends who are here, and which is really not part of the formal program, but we would like to hear everyone. Let's give an opportunity to the participants for their questions or observations or some clarification that they would like to have. So if anybody wants to ask a question, ask for a clarification, please unmute yourself and ask the question, and the person who is connected with that question will answer you. Anybody having a question or clarification, please feel free and we go ahead.
Humble Sudhirji,
yes.
I request you to more clarification and question or any comment
yes.
regarding our
Yes,
so
that's what I mean.
With your permission, I request you or my friends from Kerala. Anybody like to speak or make a comment? Please do.
Yes, I have two names whom I will be calling formally after this, Premarajan, PK and Vijay Lakshmi. Let's have a couple of questions and then we invite them to speak.
Yeah, Vijay Lakshmi is left for the meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have something to ask. Can I?
Please go ahead.
Yeah. See, I heard about different organisms in the organization. Oh, sorry, in the movement. But is there any hierarchical order or something by which one gets in from one to the other, or is it like I want to be part of the World Humanist Studies Forum? So how do I get into it, or something like that? Is the question clear, or should I?
Yeah. The question is clear. You see, what happens is that each of the organisms are working in their specific areas, and anyone is welcome to join any one of them. If somebody wants to work in more than one organization, well, theoretically one is welcome, but really, since the work in each organism is quite intense and can go to a lot of depth and a breadth of activities, it may not be very useful time-wise, etc., to work in more than one organism, but we don't stop anyone from doing that. There is absolutely no problem, but each organization, each of these 5 organizations and Silo's message, they work independent from each other. The thread that connects is the ideology, is the doctrine, but they do not intervene in each other's activities. Yes, they coordinate with each other for common activities, which will now most probably increase due to the forum coming into existence.
Adding on to that, suppose I want to.
Let her
answer the hierarchy what she asked.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Means, want me to clarify that?
No, Baiju.
I am telling for World on behalf of World Center for Humanist Studies. Each humanist movement organism they have a base council. That is the neighborhood team which is doing that organism's activity, and there will be a national coordination team, and there will be a world coordination team, and this national coordination team and world coordination team is formed by an internal election by voting the full members of the organism. So anybody who is working in the grassroots level, at the base level, they can participate as a full member, and among the full member by internal election, this national coordination team has selected and the world coordination team has selected. This selection is happening once in a year. So the activities of the base group, it is autonomous, and each of the organisms they have organizations doctrine book and a way of working book, and all the base groups they are working according to the norms mentioned in the theory of that organization. That is the hierarchy.
You know why, Sudhir, Baiju, both of you, why I asked was because the other organisms, which is other than the spiritual part, which is concerned with personal transformation, that stands a little apart from the other 5 organisms, so to say.
Yes.
So if I'm part of the spiritual organism, part, can I still be part of the World Humanist Studies, or let's say
yes,
theoretically,
yes, you can be.
It is
because those two are operating on a different levels.
No, you are welcome. You are welcome. In any case, let me clarify to you that members of the humanist organisms, the 5 organizations, because they are connected to each other through humanist movement, the work of personal development is given to them through the humanist movement also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because we believe in social and personal transformation happening together. So for example, let's say Humanist Party. The Humanist Party in its activities is not going to do personal development work, but Humanist Party will invite its members to participate in the personal development work given by the humanist movement. And that's how it works.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Yes, Yogendra.
Sudhir, first of all, I congratulate you and each of us because I sent a message also. We crossed a century of participants in the very beginning. I have a question like, are we going to have a World Humanist Forum country-wise also?
Yes. The forum, the grassroots working of the forum will be at the country level. The coordination and joint activities will be at the regional level. That is, Asia Pacific is one region, Africa is another, Europe is another, North America and South America other. So 5 regions. And then when the 5 regions are formed, we do global activities together. But the continuous base activity of the forum will be at the country level.
Thank you, Sudhir.
You're welcome. And by the way, the forum is not my activity. I'm just a humble volunteer there. It's an activity that is being carried out by many of us. It is just that I make some noise so I become more visible. But there are many people who are doing things quietly because I keep reminding everyone that function is with me. So sometimes people think it is Sudhir who is organizing me. Sudhir is only sending messages. Mr. Vasudevan wants to say something.
Thank you, sir. If you want to set this news,
if others can mute their mic, it will be very nice.
Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Vasudevan, now you please speak.
Sir, if you want to spread this news to reach every corner and open corner of the world, first we need the ground support from the
sound is not clear. Your sound is not clear. I think you mute your video and open the
problem with the signal.
Mr. Vasudevan, please switch off your video and switch on your mic. That will increase the signal strength that you have.
Can you hear now?
Yes, now is
Sir,
better.
can you see? Can you hear now?
Yes, yes, yes. Please go ahead.
Can I speak?
Yes, please go ahead, Mr. Vasudevan.
Sir, if we want to spread this news every nook and corner of the world, we need the ground support from the common man. But they are in not our same level. So we have to step down to their platform and try to lift them step by step. So we need to do that strategy with a strategy, and we want to give more chances to women, because women are the embodiment of peace. They are the harbingers of change. So we need a woman's wing into this. So it is easy to spread this news, because when the opposite sex will deal with any problem, they get an agreeable circumstances to spread this news. And now, first we want to, our social fabric has been demoralized now. So it is very difficult to strengthen that, because everywhere, in India especially, everywhere the sex exploitation is going on. And so all the children's sex exploitation and the POCSO cases are increasing here. So we need a very best strategy to oppose them. Thank you.
Yes, your points of concern are very important, and I'm sure these will be addressed in the various organizations which are forming here, and they'll be taken care of. They're very important. Thank you very much for your views.
And also I appreciate your concern, and also I feel it is good if you take an initiative in that particular field, and if you can communicate with like-minded people around you, and ask them to invite ladies into the group and all, it will be very nice. So all are doing something like that. You can also initiate in that direction. I think that would be a good example.
Definitely.
Sudhir Bhai,
yes.
Can we raise any declaration regarding the Afghan issue? Because we want to.
Before we go to Afghan issue, because we'll have to form a team to study that and do that. Let me invite Premarajan to give his views that he wants to talk about. Premarajan, PK from World Without War and Violence in Kerala. Mr. Premarajan, are you there? Okay. So I will invite Chaitanya Sheth, who is very quiet, to speak his mind for a couple of minutes. Chaitanya.
Hello, friends. I hope you're able to hear me.
Yes, loud and clear.
Some bandwidth issues where I am right now. So my video is off for some time. So it's an amazing activity that is taking place, amazing forum, such great energy, amazing activities happening. So I congratulate each one of the participants of the forum on creating this amazing platform for people of various walks of life coming together, various organizations coming together for the humanization of the world. So congratulations on the launch of the forum. It was an amazing experience being here. Thank you so much, Sudhirji. Thank you so much, Ajit. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm happy to see Declare here, all the way from Australia at such an odd time for him. So I welcome everybody here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chaitanya. Thank you.
Sudhir.
Yes, please.
I wanted to ask Rajgopal, that the second thing he said, the issue is going to take up. He is planning to organize 1,000 foot march through villages.
Yes.
of the effect of the COVID to resolve the issue. So I wanted to ask him that if you want to do it in the city, how he is going to do it?
Well, if he's around, he'll answer that. Otherwise, I will take up your question with him, because anyway, we are going to build a page for this on the World Humanist Forum, where these two activities would be explained. One activity is that how people can support all the people in this Madhya Pradesh villages which have been destroyed due to flood. The life is totally gone for a toss. And the other is to do this 100 marches. So we'll have this information on the pages very soon. Okay, while others can think of their questions, I would like to invite our friend Julius from Iceland, who is working for the African Forum, to give us his thoughts on this in a minute or two. Julius, you are welcome.
Thank you, Sudhir. I will start by saying that I'm very happy to be here with you in India. I have very nice memories from coming to India. I think it was 1987 in an international meeting of the Humanist Movement. And for me, at that time, coming from Iceland to come to India, it was a great spiritual impact to experience your incredible culture. You know, it's. And I said when I was partying, going to Iceland, that I would want to come again to India. I have not done it in my body, but now technology is allowing me to be with you here again, and I'm very happy about that. As in Iceland, I have been active in the Humanist Party, and since 1984, when it was founded. And in Iceland, we have been working a lot with humanist, like social forums of the same kind as we are talking about for the whole world here now. We, incidentally, last forum, 2020, we had a forum with the topic, what unites us towards a society, better society for all. And I remember from the discussion before here, someone ended his word to say, we want a better world for all. So it's like the same heart. I am working now for the forum of the regional forum for Africa. And in that respect, I want to point out that we have one representative from Africa here, Miniver. So I would very much like to give my word to her to talk about her vision of a regional forum in Africa.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julius.
Thank
We will
you all.
invite we'll invite Miniver in a moment. Before that, I would like to invite our friend Viren Shah, who works for the Community for Human Development in Mumbai, and from Mumbai in various other places. Viren bhai, a couple of minutes of yours, please. Viren bhai, you are there? Okay, it seems he wants that we invite Miniver first from Africa to talk. And okay, Viren bhai, you are there?
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
here.
I was about
Can you
to
come
leave
in for a
actually.
minute or two?
I sent the message, and
Okay. Miniver, please wait for a minute.
no, I'll just speak. I think I've given the message. All the best for the this organizers and this our humanist movement, the humanist the Silos message, and other participants from the other NGOs or other groups with the like-minded people. So I wish all of you the best of luck and let us build a better world for the future. I sent this message, but meantime, you ask this thing because I have to leave now.
We prefer a video message from you. Thank you, Viren bhai. Thank you very much.
So I immediately this thing connected with my audio and video.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, all the
Thank you.
best. Bye bye.
Thank you. So now I invite Miniver from Africa to say her words about this activity that we are doing. Miniver, you are welcome.
Hello, my friends. You get me?
Yes, we can hear you very clear.
All right. Okay. My name is Mini Bachalwe, and I'm coming from Zambia, Lusaka city. I have been in the Humanist Movement for 20 years now, and I was inspired with a lot of things going on in the Humanist Movement, especially Silo's message and experiences. And the two of them which inspired me very much and which has kept me into projects and the other things which I'm doing is these aspects which is there in the Humanist Movement, treat others as they could have treat you, and also humanizing the earth. And through those two aspects, I've been doing projects from people from all walks of life within the community where I'm coming from, and also in villages. I've been doing these projects to both women, men, and youths. So at this moment now, I'm working on the one project. It's very important for me to do this project to people of Zambia because we are looking at alleviating hunger and poverty in our country. And I'm working on the cassava processing, also food processing. These are the only two projects which is in one project, which I've started working on. And there are a lot of things which I wanted to learn. I'm happy and humbled that I have this opportunity to talk to my friends from Asia, because there are a lot of things which I need from Asia. I've got a friend from there. I think maybe, I don't know if he's in the forum or he hasn't yet. There are a lot of projects which we are going to transfer from Asia to Zambia, Africa. I'm very happy and very delighted. Peace, force, and joy to you all.
Thank you, Miniver. Peace, force, and joy to you also. Yes, I did speak to your friend Rajesh Jain, and he will be joining us in the forum very soon.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Thank you very much. I'm happy.
So you see how through the forums, people get connected from different countries. Miniver is working with somebody who is in the Himachal side of India and in Kumaon region, and she sent him a message. He connected to me and he'll be joining the forum. We had a talk. He's busy. They have a problem of internet connectivity. So most probably he could not join because of that. And he's going to be with us. This is how the world gets connected more and more. Thank you, friends. Anybody else has any other question? And do we have Mr. Premarajan with us back here? If he's there, Mr. Premarajan, give us your views. And in the meanwhile, let us invite.
Instead of Premarajan, I invite some of our friends from Kerala.
You are
Kerala.
welcome. You are welcome.
No, anybody? I have not seen full screen. I request my our friends, particularly in World Without War or any other organism, can make a comments or ask a question for clarification. Please do. Thank you.
Well,
while they connect, I was hoping that Suresh Shinju can say something if his voice is working fine. Sureshji, are you able to hear?
Yeah, Suresh has already spoken.
He has. Okay.
Yeah. Of course,
Chaitanya was
I'm
not
from
there,
Kerala.
so we want to listen Chaitanya now.
Thank you so much.
Chaitanya, are you in heaven?
In line with
Chaitanya.
request. In line with
Yes.
Pradeep's request, I would like to tell that if somebody wants to ask question or give their views on this particular forum in Malayalam. There is no problem at all. We can do the translation. So absolutely no problem.
Yes, yes, yes. You can
So I
speak in any
invite
language of the
those
world, including Chinese. Declan is here. He knows Chinese very well. He will translate. Don't worry about the language. We will translate. We'll understand you from heart to heart. No problem. Rajesh bhai, you want to say something? Sharad
Okay,
Salian, you
Guruji.
want to say
I
something?
hope
Please
nobody.
jump in. Please jump in
Please
and go
go.
ahead.
Next.
Well,
Yeah. Yes.
okay. So I would like to, in that case, I would like to invite Antonio to sum up the whole event that we had before we close the event. Antonio, can we give this trouble to you, please? Please unmute yourself.
I couldn't hear your question.
Yeah, the question is that if you do not mind, or even if you mind, summing up the whole event and a look towards the future from here.
As for the summing up, I think we can appeal to our recordings. And I know that that is not very imaginative, but will be more effective.
Yes.
And the steps forward, I think now that the fundamental means of communication has been created, that is that wonderful webpage that has been built by Sudhir and Baiju is operative. I think we have to use it. It has lots of features that I personally have not explored yet, but allows multiple contexts. It allows the possibility of putting all the materials of your particular organization or you as an individual. And from there you can link and you can promote different activities and campaigns with others, etc. So it's very versatile. We think it's a good instrument for the type of work that we have to do. And that work is to invite other people. You have seen how amiable the relationship is, even with people who have not been in touch with us before. And this is a time to invite everyone. You open your heart, open your memory, and start to remember who perhaps you could invite or tell about this project. And maybe you will have very positive responses. And through some of them, maybe you also will have other combinations of individuals or organizations who would like to participate. That is I think the priority at this particular stage. We need to cover countries where at the moment we are not connected. We have a small contingent in some countries, and we have to develop those. And there are other countries where we need to establish links with, because really we don't have any. For example, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, China. They are enormous in the region. We have to see which will be the best channel to talk about our initiative. I know that in places you have regimes that they want to they centralize all decision making for whichever reasons, and sometimes they have to filter you. But I suppose there are ways. I know, for example, that Presenza had established some good partnerships with China. Even China invited a delegation of Presenza to participate in a visit in some seminars, etc. And I think they helped to finance some productions. So there you see, I mean, there are possibilities. It's a matter of exploring them and open them up. In Russia, we will see if we can reestablish our links with the Academy of Sciences. We had a very intense relationship with them. And that's why we had the first Humanist Forum in Russia, in Moscow. Of course, it was a different time, a different moment of process for them. It was perestroika. They were just opening up after years and years of the dictatorship of the party. And therefore, they were very open to see what was happening in the world. As soon as the West started to dismember the empire and try to take different parts out and to promote revolutions and that type of things that they are very good at, the Russians started to close up again, because they realized that they couldn't trust the West, that they were enemies more than ideologically, that they resented the size and the power of that nation that has been a bit like Afghanistan, has never been conquered. Napoleon tried it, failed, and got destroyed. Hitler tried and failed, it got destroyed. But every time that some of the Western powers tried to penetrate Russia, is very costly for the Russians, because they end up killing millions of them. And so they don't want to keep trying it. And then you had, as a result of that, the emergence of Putin. It's an authoritarian regime, very nationalistic. In many ways, they have gone back to the past. But on the other hand, they have also very positive expressions. So with a bit of intentions, and we can activate relationships there. And I hope that at that point, before the realization of this forum, we can have connections and participation from all the different Asian countries or nations, because some of them, they are not organized within states, but they are very prominent and important. And that will be in terms of territories, of geographies. And as for the rest, we can see what are the expressions of interest that we can find amongst the people working in the development of the forum, and then we can probably at that point define the shape that it will take. But that will come afterwards, because first we need to fulfill all the other steps, the ones that we have mentioned. I think just improvising the summary, I think has been very interesting. I think people have had the chance of expressing themselves very openly, the support and their interest in the initiative of the forum. I think there are many, many ways in which we can, in the build-up of the event itself, we can increase the relationships amongst organizations and amongst the organisms of the movement. I think we need to develop further the internal development. That is one of the most important things that we as humanists, as siloists, we can contribute to the process of peace seeking in humanity. The non-violence movement initiated by Tolstoy, initiated by Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Silo as the latest expressions in terms of time. At this stage, we have contributed the understanding clearly of the mechanisms that generate violence and suffering in human consciousness, and the means to overcome it. And we have an array of techniques, of technologies and experience, of know-how that need to be applied, that need to be developed, that need to be taught to people. We can teach in the schools, we can teach in all types of organizations, because I may be willing to be very peaceful in my behavior, because I don't understand what is that make me being violent. I don't understand the roots of that violence within my consciousness. In other words, we are not free as human beings. That is what the Look Within, the central book and the first book that Silo wrote in the Body of Doctrine, it explains. We are not free. Everything happens to us from the moment that we are born to the moment we die. We don't choose anything. We don't choose the way that we are. We don't choose the shape of our body. We don't choose our tendencies. We don't choose anything. And so what is the freedom then? How we can make so many decisions when we have no control? We have no control about our compulsions. We don't have control over our dreams, our fantasies, our illusions. The mechanism of reveries, of illusions, the reverie nucleus, as we call it, is a mechanism of compensation within the psyche that tends to compensate and balance for the deficiencies that we have individually. And therefore, the more deficient we are, the more intense and brutal our remedies are to compensate it. Those are mechanisms that affect all human beings. There is no way to escape from that. We are constructed that way. So unless we study these things in depth and we get to understand them, the chances of stopping them acting and exercising all its influence over our psyche are nil or very reduced. So those are the interesting things that we should be teaching and we should be sharing with people, because there is where we can make a fundamental difference. And the more people who learns about these things, the greater chances to teach others. And the early age that they start teaching, the better. So I would emphasize in that aspect that I think now as organizers of the forum, we are quite aware that is one of our strong points and the one in greatest need by humanity. And we have to propel that.
Thank you, Antonio. Thank you very much for these words. Friends,
we can invite other political party who believes in non-violence and non-discrimination.
Yes, we can invite anyone, as long as they declare that they will not take violence and discrimination as their method. Yes, all are welcome. From Antonio's talk, one thing comes out very, very strongly, very clearly, is that our website that we have created is the tool to connect. So let me take the liberty of taking your 2 minutes to give you a very brief insight of what is on the website. And later on, of course, you can see it in more details, and we are available to help you with more understanding of the website. So this is, for example, okay, this is the home page. So when you want to join, all you have to do is come over here. Okay, I don't see that because I'm logged in. You will see a page for registration, and you register yourself with your name and email ID, and you join the website. And then you have, for example, you can see who others are there. And that is here. So you see a page here in features and then organizations. So here you have, for example, organizations and people, Silo's Message, Sharad Salian, World Without War, Muslim Satyashodak Mandal, different organization, and you can click and go to any organization's page. You can add them as your friend from here, or you can unfriend if you don't like. And this is how you will see the organizations. And then you will see the individuals. You can click here. There are some 75 individuals and 13 organizations right now. So you can create your own page. It is just like a Facebook page, and you can create the page of your organization. So I'll show you one page of the organization for Silo's Message. So here, for example, you explain what is Silo's Message. That is explained here. And just like Facebook, your various postings, you have this brief meditation, 1 minute meditation that we did. It's given here. We have Silo's Message team has posted it here. So you can download from here. You can follow. This is in English. Then there is a version in Hindi. And then there is a version in Malayalam. And all the books of Silo are available here that you can download. And you can make a comment on them. You can say, I like this. You can share it with others. These are just like Facebook features. And what is very important to know is that we are not going to charge anybody on this for these things. All organizations of Asia Pacific are welcome to come over and create their page free of cost. There are only two restrictions. One is a declaration that you will not do violence, and the other is that you will not do discrimination. As long as you believe in these two things, non-violence and no discrimination, you are with us. And believe me, if we find anybody participating in violent or discriminatory activities without asking questions, we will cancel their membership. As simple as that. So this is how you see and you connect with others. You're most welcome to be part of this. And we are going to give you very soon this feature where when you want to invite other organizations and you don't want to send a detailed email, you just come here, write your name, your organization name, your email and reference, and to whom you want to invite, their name, designation, organization, mobile, email, and there'll be a pre-written message here, and you say send, and the message goes to them, inviting them to join the forum. We are trying to automate as many things as possible. You will see here what we talk about social change, that is explained here. What we talk of personal change. In personal change, for example, we have various books and materials that you will find here, and you are welcome to download them. All books by Silo are here, and you can just click and download. They are free of cost. And then you have detailed manual of personal development. As somebody was asking me questions, Sudha was asking me questions that how these things will happen. So this is a manual of personal development for members of the Humanist Movement. And there is one specific for the messengers, what they do. So all these things are available for download, and we will go on creating audio, video materials. Our idea is that people should be able to learn these things in two modes. One, they can do it on their own. They are welcome. We will put in as many instructions as possible, and no charges for this ever. It's all free. You don't even have to say thank you to anybody. It's yours. You take it, use it, misuse it, whatever you like, it's yours. And the other is that we will, as we do now, but now we will do online sessions on various things. For example, this brief meditation we did, then we have relaxation and so many other very detailed things, which takes a lot of time, from simple things to things which are done over 2 days, 3 days, 1 week and more. So all these things would be conducted, and everyone is welcome to be part of that. So please have a look at the website, create your page, your individual page, as well as your organization page. Spread your organization, tell the world what you're doing, no charges, no obligations. Put your photographs, your videos, your theory, your practices. You are most welcome to do that. Thank you very much.
Sudhir, we cannot do
Yeah.
modification in it.
Yeah, you can. In your page, you can modify. You cannot modify somebody else's page.
No, my page I can modify because that
Of course, of course. If you have problem, you connect with Baiju or me, and we'll sort it out. Between Baiju and me, we are available round the clock to help anyone.
Sharadji, I want to add for organizations, they can make their own page, and there is a group facility. You can add your organization's members on the group facility, and those group members, they can modify your page. Not only yourself, but by your organization's members. You can have a group facility and add your organization's members on the group facility, and those group members, they can modify and they can work around your organization's page and your group's page.
Okay.
Sudhirji, can I speak?
Of course you can.
Yeah. My name is Rajesh Seth. I am from Bombay, and I work for Community for Human Development. And we organize the self-development topics weekly on Skype, that anybody can join from any part of the Asia or a world, and we can share the link. And one more thing I would like to say is that I have registered myself on this website, which is just now Mr. Sudhir has shown. It is a very user-friendly website, and where you can either go to any of the organization page, or you can also make friends with people all over the world, and you can also post your own messages. So I request everybody to use this website to network with like-minded. This wonderful program today. Thank you. Peace,
Thank
force,
you,
and
Rajesh. Very well
force and
said.
joy to you.
Peace, force, and joy to you also. And let us close today's event formally here, and we can continue chit-chatting for those who want to be here for a while. I'll not close the room. So I take this opportunity to thank you, everyone, from the depths of my heart, to be here with us, including those who have already left, because we had thought that the event would last between 45 minutes to 1 hour. But I think we are now 1 hour 45 minutes already, which shows the enthusiasm and interest of many. Thanks are not enough word, but let me tell you, these thanks come from my heart. Me and my team on the web, which has worked literally round the clock for last 2 months to create this web page and the event. But that has been possible only because of the inputs, ideas, criticisms, and a lot of help that have come from many of the members and non-members. We could do this, and I'm sure that all this will continue, and we will build something that we all will be proud of, and our next generations will be proud of. And we are not talking of a change. Silo said that human being will change, society will change anyway, even if we do nothing. But if we do something, the difference is that it will change on its own in 1,000 years or 2,000 years. But he said, we don't have the patience. We want the change now. We want it now for ourselves. That's why we are speeding up the process. On the one hand, we are trying to increase our level of consciousness. And on the other hand, we are enlarging our tribe, our number of people who want to do that, so that we can do it even faster than that. That is the whole purpose, that we want the change which will naturally take 1,000 years, and we want that change now. So this is the process in which this forum is formed. Please understand that the forum is not an organization. It will not have a committee, an organization, a president and all that to run. We will have few people who will have the functions to make it functioning and working. And it will be a tool for everyone, humanist organizations and other humanist organizations who are welcome to come and use it, misuse it, and go to millions of people and to bring that change now. Thank you very much, friends. Huge thanks from all of us to you, and to you, to all of us, to take this process forward. Today, we start creating a new history. Thanks to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sudhir. Wonderful work. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
And
Antonio.
everyone
Thank
else.
you. Force
Thank
and
you.
joy to all.
Okay, peace, force and joy. Peace,
Thank you.
force and joy.
Thank you,
Force
Sudhir.
and joy.
Force and joy
Thank you
to
very
you
much.
all.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Force and joy to you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zerwin.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Excuse me.
Thank you, Dr. Rashita.
Thank you very much for your wonderful words and optimistic attitude and simple words which reach to the heart straightly. And we are very happy. I am especially happy. And I remember you and all the others every time in my life.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sudhir.
नीता जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आप नेपाल से हमारे साथ जुड़ी। आप चुपचाप रही, पर आपका जुड़ना हमारे लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
आज सुनना था हमको, इसीलिए हम चुपचाप बैठे थे।
धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद। बहुत अच्छा लगा।
धन्यवाद।
Thank you, friends. Alka, thanks a lot. After a long time, you have come to participate, and I'm sure you will be more active now. Let us go on building a better world. You are with us for like 40 years, huh?
Since I was a child.
Yes.
So
Okay,
I will try. It was wonderful.
Yes, yes. We have seen each other over a period of time, different stages, different aspects of life. It's so nice. It's so nice to have friends from Bangladesh, from Nepal, from Sri Lanka, from Pakistan, from Philippines, Japan, many other places. Let's activate the whole Asia. Let's activate that. Huh? That's great. That's great. That's great. अरुण जी, आज आप चुप रहे, अब तो बोलिए। हाँ? हम तो सोच रहे थे कि आज एक दिन अरुण जी सेशन रखेंगे आपकी म्यूजिक टीम के साथ, जो ह्यूमनिस्ट गाने आप लोगों ने बनाए हैं। सो लेट्स हैव ए ह्यूमनिस्ट एंटरटेनमेंट सेशन वन डे। इनकी टीम ने बहुत अच्छे गाने बनाए हैं। एक गाना उनमें से हमारे YouTube चैनल पर है, आप लोग सुनिएगा।
Which one?
अरुण निर्जर जो आप देख रहे हैं, ये झारखंड से हैं हमारे सदस्य। इनकी टीम ने मानवतावाद के ऊपर गाने लिखे हैं और उनको पूरा म्यूजिक से गाया है। उनमें से एक गाना हमारी YouTube चैनल पर है।
दो लाइन हमें गा के सुनाइए।
वो भाग गए, देखिए अरुण जी। उनको पता था आप फरमाइश करेंगे। नहीं अरुण जी,
उनको बोलना चाहिए।
नहीं अरुण जी लिखते हैं, अरुण जी गाते नहीं है, गाने वाले दूसरे लोग हैं।
गाने वाले दूसरे लोग हैं, करेक्ट।
तो एक दिन हम सेशन रखेंगे उनके साथ, वो लोग आएंगे सब, वो लोग आएंगे सब, वो लोग आएंगे सब। तो आप लोग सब अपना पेज बनाइए फोरम पर, और अगर कोई दिक्कत हो तो बाइजू को या मुझे आप कभी भी कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं। उस पेज पे अपनी गतिविधियां, अपने व्यूज, ताकि वो लोगों तक पहुंचे, ताकि दुनिया को पता लगे कि हम दुनिया को बदलने के लिए तैयार बैठे हैं और हम कर रहे हैं ये काम। और सुधा जी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। हम अब इंतजार में हैं कि जो मलयालम में बाकी की ट्रांसलेशंस हैं वो आपने जो जिम्मेदारी ली है, उसके बाद फिर हम ऑडियो बुक्स बनाना शुरू करेंगे। और अगर आपकी नज़र में कोई ऐसा वॉलंटियर व्यक्ति आए जो हिंदी में या दूसरी किसी भाषा में अनुवाद कर सके तो प्लीज उनको भी कनेक्ट करिएगा।
आप एक सैंपल भेजेंगे?
जरूर
छोटा सा,
जरूर
जो कि
जरूर
हिंदी में ट्रांसलेट करके आपको भेज दूंगी किसी और
हाँ
से।
जरूर जरूर जरूर। मैं आपको किताबें भेज रहा हूँ, एक दो प्रिंटेड किताबें भेज रहा हूँ, बाकी मैं इलेक्ट्रॉनिक किताबों का आपको लिंक दे रहा हूँ, वो आप डाउनलोड कर लीजिएगा।
हाँ, तो कोई मैसेज, छोटी सी एक डॉक्यूमेंट जो 1 or 2 पेजेस हो,
जी जरूर,
से ट्रांसलेट करवा के आप देख लीजिए उसका क्वालिटी कैसा है।
वंडरफुल, बहुत बढ़िया बहुत बढ़िया बहुत बढ़िया। कार्लोस फ्रॉम अर्जेंटीना, यू आर देयर? हेलो कार्लोस, कैन यू हियर मी? अच्छा अरुण जी आ गए हैं, राजेश जी अरुण जी आ गए हैं, पकड़ लीजिए उनको।
हाँ, किधर है अरुण जी? अरुण कुमार निर्जर। अभी वो वीडियो चालू नहीं करेंगे।
हाँ ठीक है, तो अब हम लोग बंद करते हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका, थैंक यू वेरी मच, एंड वी मीट वेरी सून अगेन।
Thank you. Peace, force, and joy.